Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to read 1-star reviews of my favorite books. So before I begin reading, I just want to say that everyone is entitled to have their own opinions and this is a video just for fun purposes. I think I should begin by Six of Crows first. So I've opened Goodreads on my laptop and I'll be searching for some 1-star reviews. Okay, so just so that you all know, Goodreads rating for Six of Crows is 4.43, which is pretty high. So this person has written a lot about it, but I'm just going to read a part of it which talks about the plot. It says, "You are telling me a group of broke teenagers spent 5 pages planning a heist and then managed to pull it off from a building that no adult could break into. Love the realism here." So, just so this person knows, it's a fantasy and you need to suspend reality aspect here. Another person writes, "It took me all of 2 chapters, maybe 20 pages to realize this is not the book for me. It's got tons of names you can't remember or pronounce, political intrigue, a sadist streak, a heist, caper plot. All of those elements immediately turned me off to this book. Not my cup of tea." Cool. I love that she literally wrote what she didn't like about the book, but maybe 2 chapters is a little less to judge a book. Maybe if you want to DNF a book, you should at least be familiar with the characters of the world they live in. So this person writes, he gives bullet points. He says, 465 pages of crap, too complex writing, names, places and characters to read, no end to the story, no story in fact. 1/5 of the Indian population consume Jorda and they get cancer after reading this book. I think I also have it. And the last point is, this is supposed to have a sequel as well. So I get that this person is Indian. The 5th point was quite hilarious. 1/5 of Indian population consume Jorda and they get cancer. So another person writes, "I don't get the hype, regular YA shit book, boring and stupid, nothing special, so overrated." I got nothing to say. Another review goes, "Okay, so if I'm going to be fair, I was done with this book after a character calls another one the old man of the group and the character is 18. So ma'am, it was meant to be a joke. He did not literally mean the old man of the group. And I get it why you must have not liked the book, because the characters in there were teenagers, but they sounded and did things that were much beyond their age. This really angers me because this person writes, "Angry about BookTube not warning me about how violent this is and how also there is a love plot between 2 people, one of whom is a man who dreams about murdering the other, and the relationship is so skewed in terms of power, and the man is so full of prejudice. It's so fucking gross. So gross. No thanks. Don't tell me you want character development if you can't bear people with prejudices, and it's fantasy, so chill." So now moving on to another favorite book of mine, The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. So this person writes, "It's like the Twilight of World War II books with Nazis instead of vampires, cliched writing, cliche characters, cliched themes." You're comparing Twilight with a historical fiction. Firstly, they are 2 different genres, and secondly, I'm sorry to say this, but the Nightingale has much more element than the Twilight. Next, after reading The Nightingale, I can say that I haven't been more glad to finish a book, so I can write this review and hopefully save people the 8 to 12 hours of reading. So you have an unpopular opinion. Many people would like it instead. Another person says, "I'm only 50 or so pages in, but just can't take it. There's nothing particularly intriguing in plot or dialogue." I don't like it when people rate their books 1 star or lesser, they give it a lesser rating just because of the pacing of the book. Some books are meant to be slow paced, some books are meant to be fast paced. That doesn't correlate to your ratings. So this person straight up points to the writing style of Kristen Hanna, which I absolutely adore, and I feel quite bad after reading this. She says, would you like to read a novel that is largely written as a series of questions, especially if they're ethically fueled rhetoric questions? Do you enjoy having a character's emotion explained because the author is too weak of a writer to show them? Do you need to know why it's Vian? There's a spelling error. Do you need to know that Vian inserts the key into the lock, turns the handle, opens the door and closes it every time she goes to her house in order to understand that she has moved from outside her house to inside it? Do you need all the facts you already know about World War II dumbed down and beaten into the novel equivalent of a Lifetime movie? If so, this is the book for you. So many people are writing about her poor writing style, which I never will I agree upon this. My biggest issue with the book was the poor writing. I don't seem to wrap my mind around these comments and reviews. And the last of my favorite books, which I don't know why I want to read the 1-star reviews of, is The Poppy War. And I think this may have more brutal 1-star reviews. So this person says, I wish I hadn't read this. Maybe I should have done my due diligence before picking up The Poppy War. I just saw that it was an Asian-inspired fantasy, even rarer actually by an Asian American author, highly rated on Goodreads. And that was enough to get me really excited. So I immediately picked it up and started reading. So I like that this person here says that she should have done her research before picking this book up. And in the case of this book, it's absolutely true because it deals with some issues that are very sensitive, and the depiction of those issues in this book is also very cruel. So The Poppy War is a fantasy book. It's a high fantasy book, and this person here writes, do not believe the hype. This is not a book about a realistic war. And no one here is talking about a realistic war. This is a book about children who use magical abilities to defeat entire armies in complete silly ways. Firstly, they are not children. They are well above 20 when the war starts. So this review, I wanted to point this particularly out because it's quite valid. If you didn't like the book because of this, if you don't want to get spoiled for the book, I suggest that you skip this part of the video. So this person writes, I just can't connect with the main character. She flies into an uncontrollable hormonal rage the first time she gets a period, and then finds the entire prospect of having a period every month so abhorrent she has her uterus chemically removed. After one period, as a woman, this doesn't speak of strength or whatever the author was trying to get across. So I get it why you are repulsed by that idea, and it was something I too read for the first time in any of the fantasy books, and I absolutely get it why you didn't like it. But well, as you have the right to express your opinion, write whatever you feel like writing. The writer has her liberty as well. I like how simple this person's complaint is for the book he writes. DNF couldn't go over the flat characterizations and dialogues, and I think it is the last thing people will have a problem about with this book. I'm skipping many of the reviews just because they are long fat essays. They're literal essays. But again, that says that they've read the book and they have genuine problems with the book. So that was all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.